Well, you talk all the time, Susie. Susie talks to me all the time about Dickens, and I'm very happy to be talked to about Dickens. And Dickens is a writer who we still read today, obviously, and he's very, very entertaining. At the same time, we know that when Dickens was writing, he was writing about stuff that people didn't know about that was going on in their country, around the corner. So a writer may be contemporary, and a writer then may be read in 100 years' time. But one of the things that a writer does is to tell you what's going on in your neighborhood. He tells you what's going on in your street. He tells you what your politicians are doing. So he describes the reality. You then think about that reality, you begin to speak about it to your neighbors, and then you have some sort of political, cultural society going. I think it's that's important, that the writer, as it were, begins the argument. The writer says, why don't we think about this? Why don't we look at that? And then people say, that's a terrible book, I didn't like that book, but they're talking about it, they're arguing, they're addressing it, and they're thinking about ways in which these issues are discussed. So I think a writer might not directly address a political issue, but a writer is a nuisance. As you'll see from the famous case of Salman Rushdie, a writer is a person who annoys you profoundly. Now, that annoyance, that debate, those signifiers are profoundly important in society, and without that, there's nothing going on.